Okay, here we go. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Let's check the volume. I think my volume is up. Yep, yep, yep. All right, cool, cool, cool. So hopefully you guys find me back here. Let me see if I can fix. No, let me see if I can fix this camera. All right, and maybe I can turn. Let's see. Nope, not with YouTube. Okay, so we got to do it like this. So we're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with it. So today we're gonna be talking about government contracts and set asides. So you guys know, if you didn't find me before, we were having issues. I have to use my iPad, so we're gonna work with it. We're gonna get the content out. So if I'm not looking at you directly, because I think the camera's here, but who knows? But you're gonna get the content. That's the main thing. So I can't see. Let me see if I can go over here to my other YouTube, see the chat. But let us know who you are, where you're joining from, and what you offer to the government. So let us know that, and I'm going to see if I can see your comments over here on my phone. Yep, I can see it. I just may need to mute it. Okay, cool. And let me know if you guys can hear me. So I'm gonna turn the volume off there so I can see you guys. Let me know. Let us know who you are, where you're joining from. I can see the chat on my phone. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me. All right, so I'm gonna ask you, can you hear me? Okay, I got a thumbs up. All right. Hey, Golden. Let us know who you are, where you're joining from. So we're going to dive right on in. I know we're starting, 40 minutes late today, but technology tried to prevent this. This must be some good content I'm getting ready to share with you guys here today. So buckle up and get ready for the ride. So today we're going to be talking about set-asides as it relates to government contracting, more specifically federal contracting, because I've been getting a lot of questions in regards to the set asides, how to use them, how to maximize them for your benefit. So I want to share with you guys the basis of the set asides, the type of set asides, and then how you can maximize the set asides to your advantage, because there's an advantage to having them. And so I want to share that with you guys today so that you can leave here, take action. Okay, so if you have any gaps in what I share with you guys today, you can definitely leave here, take action, and begin to take advantage of these opportunities like ASAP. Did I say ASAP? ASAP. And I'm going to share something that you may not know is possible with these set asides. So here we go. So let me turn to my notes. Okay, so let's talk about why the set asides were created. And if you're just joining us, definitely let us know who you are, where you're joining from, and what you offer to the government, because you never know. I like to use examples of the people that's here so you can really understand what we're talking about. So the set asides were created really to level the playing fields for small businesses like all of us. I'm still a small business as well. And that was because, there's a lot of competition in the market to get government contracts, especially at the federal level. And we all know at the end of the day, if we had to compete with the larger companies whatever it is, FedEx, what do you guys do? Let me see. Did anybody tell me material supply? So if we had to compete with a material manufacturer, that they would probably win every day, all day, right? Because they just have the numbers to scale it and things like that, to low bid on one opportunity to win it, and then they still make money on the ones that we don't have a shot at all. So the government created the program to level the playing field, to really carve out a piece of the market for small businesses. Okay, if you've been paying attention to things that are going on, the support and help that the government is trying to even provide right now, that they have a big focus on the small businesses, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so they wanted to limit the competition. Again, it's really to help us compete in the federal marketplace and win some federal contracts. Okay, so that's why set asides were created. Now, there's a couple different type of set asides, so you need to understand this. One is your competitive set asides. Okay, and what that means is they set aside an opportunity, but they want it to be competitive, meaning they want to see at least two companies that has the ability to compete and win on this opportunity. At least two, not five, not three, two, just two. Okay. So they want to see two small businesses that has the capacity, the ability to deliver on the service that they're asking for or provide the products that they're looking for. So like the medical, or you didn't say medical, but the material supplies. So that could be the case. So if that's what they had out for bid, Kevin, then they're looking for two companies that can provide those materials. And as long as they have two, they can put it out as a competitive bid. I don't know what the rest of you guys offer. I think Pam does some type of training. I can't remember, Pam. You guys didn't tell me. But say Pam does training, then they may put on an opportunity that they want their employees trained on leadership, for example, and they want to see two companies that can provide that training. So maybe Pam can do it, and then we have Golden can do it. So that's two companies. They're able to provide it. So then they would put it out for competitive bid. Okay. Now, here's the thing. In most cases, this automatically happens when they have the two or more, right? And the contract dollar value is $150,000 or less. So $150,000 or less, it will automatically happen in most cases that they'll put it set aside competitively, two or more, okay? So that's the competitive set aside. Now the other option is your sole source set asides. Who doesn't love the sole source opportunities? Hello, I do. And once you learn about it and you're able to take advantage of it, you'll love it too. So your sole source set aside opportunities is where there's no competitive bid process. Did you hear what I said? No competitive bid process, which means you don't have to compete for the sole source opportunity. Okay? Yep, my camera's right here. I can tell. Okay. Now, this is where they are going to have a single bid. So they'll make it a sole source when they believe that there are no other companies out there that can provide that particular product or service. And so in that instance, they will sole source it. Okay? Now, sometimes they are required to publicly, or I should say publicize, put it out publicly that they have the intent to sole source an opportunity. So, for example, who do we have over here in the chat? So say they're going to buy some appliance, or they need some appliances repaired from the Golden Rule Appliance Repair. So that's what they offer. And say they're like, okay, this is the only company out here that can work on these type of appliances. So we're going to sole source this opportunity to them. And so they'll put it out, you know, on the beta.sam.gov website saying that we're going to, or we intend to sole source this opportunity for appliance repair, right? And they already know who they plan to sole source it to because they're the only ones out there, okay? Now, here's something that you may not have known. Once they put this out as a sole source intent, you can still bid on the opportunity. Did you know that? Let me know in the comments. Did you know that? Yes or no? No or yes. Did you know when they put it out to say, okay, we have the intent to sole source this opportunity for appliance repair to Golden Rule Appliance, did you know that you could still bid on it? Remember, they put it out as an intent to sole source because they felt that appliance repair, or Golden Rule Appliance Repair was the only company out there that could do it. But when you start bidding, other people start bidding on it that can do it as well. It's like, okay, light bulb, they're not the only company out there. Maybe they didn't know about you. Now, the other thing is, if they don't know about you, then your marketing activities, your business development, you need to up your game. Okay, so, but that's a whole nother conversation. But you can bid it as well, okay? So you can still bid it. And then what'll happen is, during the process, the timeline of where they say, we have the intent to sole source this opportunity, and then you're bidding, right? They're getting bids from other people. During that bid process, they can pull it back from it being a sole source opportunity and look at all of the bids that they have. Yes. Yes. So if you didn't know that, write that down. If you didn't know that, give this a thumbs up. Was that like a piece of information you guys didn't know? If that's the case, give it a thumbs up. All right. So now you know that. So now let's move into, remember we talked about competitive set-asides and sole source set-asides. Okay. Let's talk about the contracting programs that you want to be in if you qualify for them, which will also further allow you to take advantage of these set-asides as it's related to social economic categories. Okay, let's talk about that. So within the set-asides, they have on the federal level, so we're talking federal today, okay? Of course, you know, the state, local, county has their programs as well. Today, we're focusing on federal government contracting programs, okay? And so within these set-asides, they have the social economic categories, and I want to share those with you, and I'm going to give you some percentages. So if you fit into any of these categories, make sure, you know, you write down the percentages. You can go back and do the math and see how much money is sitting on the table for you as it relates to your social economic category for which you qualify. So the first one is the 8A program. Okay, so they have the 8A program, they have the Hubzone program, they have the Woman-Owned Small Business program, and the Service Disabled Vet program. Okay, so let's back up, talk about each one. So the first one, these are all sole sourcing vehicles. These are also set aside opportunities. Okay, remember we talked about in the beginning about limiting the competition, right, for small businesses. And so they do that through these contracting vehicles here within the categories for which you may qualify. Now, one of the things I tell you guys all the time, apply for all the certifications for which you qualify, because you never know when an opportunity is going to be set aside for a specific social economic category. So you don't want to be left out because you just didn't do the work and submit your paperwork. Okay, so don't do that. All right, so the first one is the 8A program. We know the 8A program is a sole sourcing vehicle that the government uses quite often. It's a great program. If you're able to get your 8A certification and you're ready and positioned to do it, I say do it. Don't go into it beforehand. I have other videos on here about the 8A program. You can look them up. But I do want to let you know that that is a sole sourcing vehicle that the government uses. In addition to that, other trillions of dollars they spend every year, billions that they have set aside for small businesses. And you can go research the number. I'm sure I shared it somewhere. But you take that number, they're setting aside, ideally, this is the goal, every year, they want to give 5%, let me make sure, 5% of that number to 8A companies, meaning you have your 8A certification. So, you know, what's 5% of 23 billion or whatever the number, you know, was, I can't remember. But do the math. What's 5% of that? Could you not live off of that? Would that not be a game changer for you? So if you qualify, definitely, you know, get that certification. Now, most of you, if you're just starting out, let me just say this to be totally transparent. If you're just getting started, you're not winning government contracts yet, you don't know how to do the business development and how the government system works yet, you're not ready for the 8A program. Okay, so let me just lay that out. But I do want to make you aware of what's possible in the near future. So all of you guys that are in the Contractors Edge Bootcamp, we're preparing you to get ready for that 8A and those sole source opportunities. You don't know it, but when you lay the foundation right, you'll be prepared for that. So when you know how to bid contracts, how to do business development, how to market your company, how to do teaming arrangements, how to, you know, have mentors, a mentor protege program, things like that, you're ready to go. All right. So the next one is the Hubzone Certification. So they set aside 3% of the contracting dollars to go to Hubzone companies. Now, we know Hubzone is, you know, in relation to you being in the Hubzone area that's classified by the government, and a percentage of your employees have to live in a Hubzone as well. And you can do your research to get the actual percentage and all of that. But know that your business has to be in a hub zone. And then a percentage of your employees also have to live in a hub zone in order for you to apply for and qualify for the Hubzone certification. So we're talking about the federal hub zone, okay? Because you have state hubs certification, state hub, HUB certification, but we're talking about the federal hub zone certification here, okay? The next one is your woman-owned small business. This one, they set aside 5%. And these numbers I'm giving you, percentages, is every year. So it's on repeat. It's not a one time, it's every year. They want to give 5% of their contracting dollars to woman-owned small businesses. So if you're a woman-owned small business, make sure you have your certification so you can take advantage of that, right? And any of these certifications, you do know you have to, most of them are annually that you have to renew them. So don't wait and let them expire before you do your recertification. Okay, and if you need help with just getting certifications done, I do have a teaming partner that I work with over at HH3 Construction. They also help with certifications, Tamara Janae. And you guys have seen her on one of my lives before because she pops up over here sometimes. But you can definitely reach out to her if you need help with, just getting certifications done, okay? So, woman-owned, 5%. And then service-disabled, veteran-owned small businesses, they set aside 3% per year. That is their goal of contracting dollars. They want to give 3% to service-disabled, veteran-owned small business. So let's recap these percentages. And let me know in the comments, do you qualify for one of these certifications? If you do, just type a 1. If you qualify for 2, type a 2. If you qualify for 3, type a 3. And if you're down with all 4 and you qualify for all 4, type a 4 in the comments. So I'm going to recap them real quickly for you. So the set-asides, remember, you have competitive set-asides, and then you also have the sole source set-asides. You want to apply, or make sure you're in position to qualify for all of those that pertain to you. Okay, so here we go again. 8A is 5%, hub zone 3%, woman-owned small business 5%, and service-disabled veteran-owned 3%. So let me know. So Kevin says he's a 1. Julie, a 1. Hey, Julie. Kaneem, I think that says, hey. Oh, Kaheem, I hope I'm saying your name right. You're in the DFW area. So, Arlington, you're like right down the road from me. So I'm looking at my chat over here on my phone. Okay, anybody else? Okay. Julie says yes. So Golden is a 2. Julie, are you in DFW area? Is that what the hands up for? Okay, so Kaheem is a 4. Awesome. Delvis is a 1. Okay, great. So at least you know where you stand. Now, let's take this a little bit further. Remember I said I'm going to share one other thing with you, and then we're going to wrap it up. So I've just shared with you set-asides. How you can use the set-asides, competitive, sole source, the advantages, things like that, what percentage is set aside. Okay, so you guys have shared, you're a 1, you're a 2, we got a 4, nobody's a 3. So at least 1 applies to you. So now say you have your certifications, these set aside opportunities that's only for small businesses with these certifications. And I'm doing another video over the next 4 weeks where we're going to talk about how you're approaching these people. But here's the thing. You have these social economic classifications for which you qualify. A lot of you guys are just getting started. You're trying to get your first bid done. And, we want to do it as quickly as possible. I think the goal should always be to get to cash flow. Okay? We always want to get to cash flow. We also, more than likely, if we're just starting out, we need some past performance. So how do you get that? Well, you can do that by partnering, teaming, subcontracting from prime contractors. So when you have these certifications, right, you're in one of these various social economic classifications, you become attractive to prime contractors as well as contracting officers. Remember, I talked about how marketing, business development is going to play a key part in this. And so that means, 1, you need to have them. And then two, you need to know how to present your company to these people so that you can start getting some subcontracting opportunities, so that you can start building some past performance, but also so that you're helping them fulfill their need or, contracting goals. Okay, remember those percentages are set every year. The percentage they haven't really changed in a very long time. The amount of dollars might, but we know that one, the government has this program for competitive set asides and sole sources. So that tells you what? What does that tell you? Let me know in the chat. If you know that they've set aside competitive set asides, sole source opportunity set asides, what does that tell you as it relates to the government? What does that tell you? Let me know. What does that tell you? Does anybody know in the chat? It should tell you they need you. They're looking for you. They've set aside this program for you. They need you. Now, you need to know how to bid your contracts. You need to know how to price, right? And you need to know how to do the work. So you do need to know how to deliver on what you promise, and make sure when you're bidding and pricing that those numbers are true and can hold true for you to deliver on the promise, right? So you need to be able to do that. That's at the contracting officers level, the government agencies. But what about the prime contractors, right? The prime contractors also need you. Okay. I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but on large contracts, as a prime contractor, we're required to have a subcontracting plan that includes hitting those percentages. What did I say the percentages were? 8A 5%, Hubzone 3%, woman owned 5%, services able vet 3%. Sorry. And so we're required within our subcontracting plan to include those categories, which means we're looking for woman-owned small businesses, service-disabled veterans to give a portion of the work to. Now, again, you need to know how to do business development, how to market your business so that you can build these key relationships, because now, from this perspective, you're trying to, build cash flow, you're trying to build up past performance, you're helping them out too, right? Because you're helping them reach their contracting goals as it relates to the woman-owned service disabled vet as the prime, because they have to have that in their subcontracting plan, and they have those goals that they need to meet or exceed as well. And then even when you're going direct to the agency, they have contracting goals that they need to meet as well. So there are benefits on both sides for you to have all the certifications for which you qualify, but then you need to know how to use them. So I hope this was very helpful for you guys. We're going to open it up because I appreciate you guys popping back in here 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So if you have any questions about what we just talked about here today, go ahead, pop them into the chat. Let me answer a couple of your questions before we end today. So if you have a question, go ahead and pop it in. I'm going to scroll my chat because some of you guys, I didn't get to say hello while we're waiting. On here. Okay. I think I said hi to everybody that actually commented. There's a whole lot more of you guys here because I can see you, but you haven't said hello. But that's okay. Hello to you too. So if you have any questions, go ahead, pop them in. Pop them in, pop them in. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and pop those in. Girl code. Okay, I remember you. I like that because I remember that. Okay, cool. Hey. Good afternoon. Early. Yeah, good early afternoon. It is. It is. So, do you guys have any questions about the set asides, how you can use it, how you can take advantage of it? Are you a midst of an opportunity that maybe you need some help with? Go ahead and pop that in. Julie says, can we contact the vendor direct that is not on website? Yeah, why couldn't you contact a vendor direct? Yeah, why not? Unless there's more to the story than you're putting here, but I don't see why you couldn't. Delvis says, how much down payment average for a sub? Ooh, what do you mean by that? Why would you have to put some money down? Like I would definitely need more backstory on that, but you don't usually as a subcontractor have to put money down to do work. Yeah. Kelvin says, are contracting officers accessible for questions about set asides if needed? So here's the thing. If Kelvin, so say you have an opportunity that you're looking at right now and it's out for bid or whatever phase or place it is, and you found it on the beta site or something like that, you can't reach out to them and ask questions specifically about those opportunities. They can't answer those questions. Okay. General questions outside of that opportunity, and if you're not finna bid on that opportunity, you could definitely have a conversation with them. Some things they may answer, some things they may not. Because here's the thing, with the contracting officers and contracting as a whole, they can't. So, for example, say me and you, Kelvin, we're going to bid on the same opportunity. Or we're looking at an opportunity that's going to come out next week, next month, whatever. Maybe we saw it on the forecast. And I'm like, I'm going to reach out and ask them some questions about this, opportunity. Well, they can't answer those questions. Now, if you know of an opportunity that's coming down the pipeline, and say it has not been set aside yet, and I'm just making up a scenario in my head, you could possibly reach out to them and say, hey, I wanted to let you know that, my company is out here. We can definitely deliver on that. Have you guys considered setting it aside for service disabled vet if that's what you were, right? You also would need to know that possibly it's another one out there that can do it as well, because if it's competitive, they need 2 or more, remember? If you're the only person that can do it, then of course they could sole source it. But you would almost have to, have something that no one else can do. Or here's another example where they could possibly sole source too. Maybe it's not that you're the only one that can do that type of work, but maybe they're requiring some type of bonding and you're the only company out there that's a small business that has the bonding capacity to match up with that opportunity. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So Calvin, that's why if you guys think about it, like the contracting officers can't answer all, I need to plug up my thing, can't answer all questions for you, but that's why you have other resources out here. Myself, I'm plugging up my thing. So myself for one, and then, other people that offer the same thing, because they can't, how do I want to say it? They can't tell Kelvin one thing and then tell Golden Roses something else. Does that make sense? So any information they provide, they have to provide it collectively to everyone, especially when you get into these contract and things like that. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. So Golden Rosa says, to me, she said, hello, Felicia. So, hey. She says, to me, it sounds overwhelming. How do I find mentors? So if you're looking for a mentor to teach you about government contracting, I have a program that does that. It's the Contractors Edge Bootcamp. I don't know if you've heard about it, you've looked at it, but it's the Contractors Edge Bootcamp. And it's over at firstbiddonefast.com. Firstbiddonefast.com. I'll put the link down below. So you can definitely check that out. Now, if you're looking for, and depending on what you're looking for, a mentor for outside of that, we could definitely talk about it on the live training calls, where we can figure out exactly what your needs are and how to find a mentor in the industry. But that wouldn't be for them to teach you about government contracting. That would be a different strategy that we would use that for, because most of them are not going to sit and teach you how to do government contracting. You need to already know that. And so that's why we have the Contractors Edge Bootcamp. So I hope that answers your question, Golden. Let's see who else is next. So let me put the link in. Okay, so there's the link. I just put that in. It scrolled. Let me see. So Girl Code says, with COVID-19 affecting my business, I'm believing I should consider a new line. Do you see more or less opportunities now during this pandemic? With the government, nothing's changed. They still have the same needs. They're still bonding. They're still buying. They're still awarding contracts. Nothing has changed. I mean, if we really think about it, at the end of the day, with the government shut down. Now, we've heard about the funding, a few weeks back and how the government was going to shut down because of that. Yeah, they made it happen, didn't they? So, I used to work in government anyway. And so I think we had one time where we were off a day and a half, maybe. Oh, they're going to get it back. You can best believe they're not going to let the government shut down for any extended period of time. So, in all my years, and there's a lot of them, from working in the government to being a government contractor, that yeah, that no, they still put aside contracting dollars to make stuff happen. The government still has to run, and they still have to fund those different vehicles to make the government run. So I wouldn't worry about that. So Kevin says, if you have questions about a contract, who do you ask? So sometimes, Kevin and everybody else, you can ask questions about a particular contract to the contracting officer. Sometimes they'll have a window of Q&A where you can ask questions and they'll answer them back. But understand, any questions that they answer, they're going to answer collectively to everyone. They're not going to tell you how to bid the contract or how to write your proposal if that's what you're asking. So just so you know, but that, again, that's why I have the Contractors Edge Bootcamp, and there's others of us out there that I'm sure it is. I'm not the only one probably that offer, well, to show you how to bid contracts. I don't think there's a lot of people out there that do that. There's a lot of people that will teach you about government contracting, which is most of that I give you guys for free. But if you need help learning how to bid the contract, how to price the contract, how to read the solicitation, break it down, pull out the requirements, write your proposal, and things like that, I would encourage you to do the Contractors Edge Bootcamp if you have not. If you're already in it, then you need to go back through it. But yeah, so that's how you can get those questions answered. Great question. Great question. You're welcome, Girl Code. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So Kaneem, I don't know how to say your name. Kaneem is saying until they get some money to pay Felicia for the boot camp, they're just cold calling companies and telling them a newbie that they're a newbie and need a chance, and tell me your needs and give me a chance to deliver. So is that working for you? Let us know. How is that going for you? How is that working? Curious. Okay, Delvis says, I'm in the boot camp, but I'm second guessing because I don't have enough down payment to bid with. Guess I need to go through class again. Yes. Yes, you need to go through the boot camp again, because when you say, because you don't have enough down payment to bid, why do you need money to bid a contract? I'm like, I'm not understanding that at all. Like, you don't need money to bid the contract. So that doesn't make sense. There's something else. I don't know. Maybe you're just second guessing yourself, but we'd have to definitely dive into that. Okay. Dylan says, how did you win your first contract? How did you complete the contract? So I'm not going to get into the whole gem of that, but if you go watch one of my videos where I tell you guys how I went from 23,000 to over 7 million in 18 months, I tell you exactly what I did. It's laid out. I think it's a 30-minute video at the very least, but I tell you exactly how I did it. And so I would encourage you to watch that for sure. But here, just telling you guys what I did is, it's the formula that I created. So, I mean, I'm sharing it with you guys now. This is what I had to do. It's a 5-part government contracting framework that I realized I was doing, and I've taught others to do it as well. And so that's it. That's how I did it. Position, profit, perform. What did I say? A partner and pace. So position, profit, perform, partner, and pace. Those 5 P elements is what took me from 23,000 to over 7 million in 18 months. That is how, as you asked, how I won my first contract and how I complete contracts. That's it. And so watch that video. I go more into detail. Great question. To certify my business, where do I start? Apply for those certifications. You need more help, like if that's all you need. Because here's the thing, my Contractors Edge Bootcamp, we talk about certifications, okay? So it's in there, there's a training, things like that. But if you need more support or if you want someone to do your certifications for you, I do have someone on my team that they provide that service, okay? They even have a class where they teach you how and help you go through the, your certification, creating your package, all of that great stuff. So if you want that, you can definitely, ask for that. She's over on YouTube as well. You'll just have to DM me on Instagram or something because I have to get the link for you because I don't know it by heart. So somebody says you need a great capability statement. Yes, you need a capability statement as well. And not that it's, oh, here's this great capability statement. You do need it, but you need to be able to back it up. Okay, so I hope that makes sense because we can put anything on paper, but you better be able to back it up. And it's what you can back up that really matters. All right. All right, awesome. So I appreciate you guys coming, hanging out. If this is your first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you'll get notified when we go live right here on Tuesdays, and I drop videos on Thursday. Did you guys see in December I did a video every day up until Christmas? Did you see that? I dropped a lot of gems, and it was all around bidding basics. So we talked about pricing, a whole bunch of stuff. Whole series, the month of December. So if you missed any of those videos, you probably, one, wasn't subscribed to my channel, and two, you didn't have your notification bell turned on because I dropped a new video every day. Yes. All right, so definitely check that out. So again, I appreciate you guys coming, hanging out. Make sure you like this video. If you need help executing on your government contracting goals, maybe you want to exceed your goals or you're not getting the results that you want, or maybe there's some gaps, some deficiencies that you have. Maybe you need to learn how to bid, write your proposal. Those solicitations are kicking your butt. Come check out the Contractors Edge Bootcamp. We'd love to have you join us. We currently are almost to capacity, and we start in a few weeks with the live trainings, but you guys get immediate access when you join. So you're able to begin going through the modules. So definitely check it out over at firstbiddonefast.com, firstbiddonefast.com. Once this is over, I'll put the link down in the description for you guys. And there's the link again. So check it out. We have a lot of students in there, and I can't wait to get started. We're actually a few weeks, we'll be wrapping up the current session, and then we'll be starting the new session. So check it out. Come join us. And let's get your first bid done fast. I'll help you do that, right? You'll get the accountability, the support, and get it fast tracked. So you don't have to figure it all out on your own. And you're able to ask questions along the way. So that's the great thing. As you're bidding, you might say, oh, what do you think about my numbers? And I'm going to ask you a series of questions, break it down to make sure your pricing is tight and right, and that you're including everything that you need to. All right. So thank you guys for hanging in there with me because I know we had some tech issue. It was, yeah. And then I even have a friend that's doing a webinar. They had some tech issues. We're in the same area, so I don't know what was going on, but I appreciate you guys coming back, hanging with me, hanging out. So I hope I answered all your questions. And just remember, you're just one contract away. One contract can change the game for you, your family, and your generations to come. You don't even know. Believe me, it's possible. So learn what you need to learn. Be out there taking action. You have to take action. You have to take action. You have to take action. Because you never know what will work and what won't if you don't take action. Like I can't remember who said it, maybe they're second guessing themselves. And that could be just the fact that that's keeping you stuck. You can't stay stuck. You have to be in movement. Consistency builds momentum. and momentum builds the cash flow. All right. So I'll see you guys right back here real soon. Bye for now.